Hi, it's Thursday, the 11th of June, and we're watching the open of Euro stocks. So we just reset the volume counter, and we're seeing that since the open we're going down, and we've been going down since the open of the overnight session. So at this point, looking at the low being broken, I am biased low. I'm going to show you a couple of trades, three in fact. First one was not very successful. I'm biased low because, as I said, we've been going down all night. We break the low during the open, and I see there's quite some strength. So I'm trying to catch the pullback on this thing. See, it ticks higher. Now, in hindsight, I should have realized that the strength behind this particular pullback was overwhelming. The bid was there, but then I see the offer piling in, and it brings it down, back down again, and I'm thinking, okay, well, that was a level at 19. That's where we're ranged. That's what we're defending. So when it goes back to sort of not 19, sorry, 17, I'm gonna try and sell it. So I just want to see how it behaves here at 17. And I see that it's not really passing that little step in the profile. Now, granted, it's a very little step. We're 2,000 contracts against 800 contracts. So 2,000 at 16 against 817. But this is developing, and it looks like they're holding the level. And I see the book being stacked on the offer. So I'm still biased for selling. I see a lot of refreshing there. Buyers buy into that level, 500 contracts, it doesn't move. I see them refreshing. As soon as that ticks down and back up, I enter at 15 because I was afraid that it wouldn't let me fill at 17. And at the beginning, the trade kind of goes my way because it starts to tick lower, but as soon as it gets back up, they stop refreshing at 16 and it immediately ticks up higher. So with just 80 contracts, it ticks up higher, and here I realize that I made a mistake. We look at the cumulative delta, and you realize that it's been going steadily higher since it's made a low at 12. Even when you retested the low at 12, the cumulative delta was higher. So here I basically change my bias, and from here on I'm gonna try to go long with this thing. Now we're pushing the highs of the regular session, and everything looks good for the longs. You look at the book and it's well stacked. You look at the buying pressure, 200, 300 contracts continuously to take it to the highs. You look at the reconstructed tape, it's all green. You look at the cumulative delta and it's going higher and higher. So I wanna work out an entry, and I fumble here at 21. The 19 looks unlikely to be filled, and I'm getting anxious, and this is a mistake. I should have waited for the pullback. I was just thinking, well, it's not pulling back more than 2 ticks, so I might as well get in. I'm gonna be proved wrong shortly after I enter the trade, when it's gonna pull back a little bit. In this case, I've been lucky. My stop was just a tick below the end of the pullback. Now, as I said, price might go up to the overnight high. This is what it usually does. There's a good chance that it will. But it is now getting stuck a little bit around the open, which is a bit of a watershed. So if we trade below the open, then it looks better for the shorts. If we trade above the open, it looks better for the longs. And I had neglected that, and this is why we're wiggling around a little bit. So you see sellers pull away as soon as we get to 22. They're showing the level, but the buyers are not committing. This thing could have easily gone down. It just would have we just would have needed one person nudging it lower with a few hundred contracts, and it would have gone down, no doubt. So in this case, I got lucky. My entry wasn't very good. Actually, it wasn't good at all. Sellers coming in again at 20, but the buyers are holding. That's what gave me a little more confidence. And now the offer is pulling. Refreshing again. But see how we're getting stuck higher? So we passed 21, and now price has stopped at 22. So it's pushing higher and higher. It ticks higher at 23. It looks good for a push higher, so I move my limit a little higher, because there you go, look at the strength. And I was caught right there. I could have gotten a little more out of the trade, but it's fine. It's fine. Gotten out at 26, just at the top of the move. Now we're waiting for a pullback. See how the shorts are now getting in at 26. That would have scared me out. Now we're pushing higher. And here I'm just waiting for a little bit of a pullback to give me some air. See the cumulative delta, that big vertical bar from basically minus 11,000 to minus 10,000. There was a 1,000 contract drop right there at one price, and this is what pushed us higher. And this looks good in terms of buying pressure, because the contras were bought and the price did go higher. So we're now getting stuck. We're making progress. We're at the volume pump control for yesterday. We're bouncing off 26. So I'm looking for a way to get in at around that price. the bid has pulled completely, 75 contracts, that's my chance. Price ticked lower just because the bid has pulled, not because there was any sort of selling pressure from up above. Look at that 1400 at 27. It moves up at 28. This is not a spoof. This is right there at the top of our day. So if anyone sells into that 1400, they're going to get those contracts. Those are not going to be able to be pulled. Now this is what No BS Trading calls the slam. So they show strength at a level, then they pull it, hoping that the other side would charge into it. They keep it absorbing at their level, and keeping the book stacked low so that it doesn't look too conspicuous. See how they're absorbing. We have 300, 400 on the refreshing there at 27, but we keep the price at, say, the limit order at 100 to 100 contracts maximum. So now that they've bought whatever the offer at is sale at that price, we're going to move higher. And this is a trick, and I'm thinking this is a coil. See how we're bouncing off 29 but pushing higher? That's the hinge. That move is going to be explosive. We're gonna get a lot of stops stopped out, and it's gonna go higher. It just needs a little bit of a nudge. There we go. It ticked lower just for a second, and now it's back up higher at 29 with no sign of wanting to go down. Bit of a risk at 30, the fact that we've been shown the level for a couple of times and no buyers showed up at 30, but there's nowhere else to go. With this kind of buying pressure, there's nowhere else to go. And that happened. Just 2,000 contracts dropped there. I didn't have the time to move my limit order a little higher. It was just too fast. I got taken out of the trade. But all in all, it was an easy thing. See how much higher it went. And that was all the buying pressure that was being canned and suppressed into that particular level at 29, and it gushed out, and it just took us higher in a blink of an eye. Well, that's strange. I mean, that doesn't always happen, but it's interesting, and it needs to be noted how today is behaving, so that hopefully we can anticipate that for the next time. Well, I hope this has been fun and has helped someone. I'm going to post something else to see how the day has progressed. But for the moment, thanks for watching.